Ladies and gentlemen, perfection is a myth that holds far too many dreams hostage. It whispers that we must wait for the perfect time, the perfect plan, the perfect opportunity, and the perfect confidence. We spend so much time waiting for perfection that we forget the most important step of all, to simply begin. But here's the hard truth: you don't need perfection to start. You just need courage. Courage to take that first step, no matter how small or uncertain it feels. This is where true growth begins. Not in the moments of flawless execution, but in the messy, vulnerable act of starting. And yet society pressures us into believing that if we're not perfect from the start, our journey isn't valuable. But look at any successful person. Not one of them started their journey perfectly. Greatness doesn't demand flawlessness. It demands courage. And courage doesn't mean the absence of fear. It means moving forward despite it. So stop waiting for perfect conditions and start now. It's not about having everything figured out. It's about taking action, however imperfectly. The first step is always the hardest. It's filled with uncertainty, doubt, and fear. But it's also the most crucial. It's the moment when you decide that your dreams are worth more than the fear holding you back. No one becomes great by waiting. No one achieves success by holding off until the time feels just right. The truth is, the world has sold us a lie. The idea that we must be fully prepared, perfectly equipped, and completely confident before we take action. But that's not how success works. Success is built step by step, action by action, and failure by failure. The only way to grow is to begin. So stop hesitating, stop overthinking. The first step doesn't need to be perfect, it just needs to be taken. That's how you build momentum. That's how you turn dreams into reality. Because once you start, the journey will begin to reveal itself. And with each step, you'll become more capable, more confident, and more resilient than you were before. We've all been there, frozen in the face of our dreams, waiting for the perfect moment to take that first step. But the truth is, that moment never arrives. The perfect time is an illusion. We convince ourselves that we aren't ready, that we need more experience, more knowledge, more confidence. But none of that matters if you don't take the first step. The fear of imperfection often holds us back. We're terrified of making mistakes, of looking foolish, of failing. But failure isn't the end. It's part of the journey. Every successful person has stumbled. Every great leader has faced setbacks. They didn't wait for perfection to show up. They started anyway. They acted in the face of fear and uncertainty. What's more, the world is full of people waiting for the perfect moment, and they never take action. Don't be one of them. Don't let fear of imperfection paralyze you. Every step, even if it's messy, brings you closer to where you want to be. Growth isn't a linear path. It's not a straight line from point A to point B. It's filled with setbacks, detours, and mistakes. But those mistakes are what shape us. They are the building blocks of growth. Without them, there's no progress. When you start, you'll make mistakes. You'll stumble. You'll doubt yourself. But that's not failure. It's feedback. It's the process that takes you from where you are now to where you want to be. You cannot grow unless you allow yourself to start imperfectly. Look at any great success story. Behind every triumph is a trail of mistakes, missed opportunities, and moments of doubt. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is simple. The successful ones kept going. They didn't stop when things got tough. They kept moving forward, even when they didn't have all the answers. The fear of not being good enough often stops us from even trying. We tell ourselves we're not ready, that we need more time, more preparation. But the truth is, you'll never feel ready. Readiness isn't something that magically appears. It's something you build through action. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's the ability to move forward even when you're scared. Every step you take in spite of fear builds your courage. And the more you act, the more confident you become. You won't find your confidence in waiting. You'll find it in doing. So, let go of the need for perfection. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Start now, even if it's messy, even if it's imperfect. Your courage will grow with every step you take. Perfection is not the goal. Growth is. And growth happens when you embrace imperfection. Think about nature. Nothing in nature is perfect, but everything is growing. The seed doesn't wait to be a full-grown tree before it pushes through the soil. It just starts, and over time, it evolves. You are no different. You don't need to wait until you're perfect. You don't need to have all the answers, all the skills, or all the confidence. You just need to start. And once you begin, you will evolve. You will grow. And along the way, you'll discover that the imperfect journey is far more rewarding than waiting for the illusion of perfection. Mistakes are often seen as failures, but they are not. Mistakes are lessons, signs that you are trying, learning, and growing. If you're not making mistakes, it means you're not taking action. And if you're not taking action, you're not growing. Every mistake is an opportunity to learn. Every setback is a chance to improve. And the more mistakes you make, the closer you get to mastering your craft. So embrace your mistakes. They are the stepping stones to your success. Fear is a natural part of the process. It's what keeps us alive and alert. But fear doesn't have to control us. The most successful people in the world still experience fear, but they don't let it stop them. Instead, they move forward in spite of it. The key is not to wait for fear to go away. The key is to act in spite of it. When you do, you'll discover that fear loses its power over you. With each step, your courage grows and your fear becomes more manageable. Perfection can be paralyzing. The constant desire to get everything right can prevent us from starting at all. But perfection is a moving target. No matter how much you strive for it, there will always be something more to improve. The key to success is progress, not perfection. Progress is about taking steps, no matter how small. Progress is about learning, evolving, and improving along the way. So stop aiming for perfection. Focus on progress. And the more you progress, the closer you'll get to your goals. Confidence doesn't come from being perfect. It comes from showing up day after day, even when you're scared or unsure. Confidence is built through action, not through waiting. The more you take action, the more confident you become. When you show up even in the face of fear, you prove to yourself that you are capable. And that's how confidence is built. It's not about waiting for the perfect moment. It's about stepping into the moment, no matter how imperfect it may be. We often overcomplicate things by thinking that we need to have everything figured out before we begin. But the truth is, you don't need a roadmap to start. What you need is the courage to take the first step. Once you begin, the path will unfold before you, piece by piece. Action creates clarity. It reveals the lessons you need to learn, the skills you need to develop, and the opportunities that were hidden behind your fear. The more you act, the clearer your vision becomes. You don't need to know every step of the journey, but you do need to start moving forward. And with each step, your confidence will grow and your doubts will fade. Success isn't about perfection. It's about consistency. Consistency in showing up, in making progress, in taking action. The more you commit to the process, the more you will achieve. Action is the bridge between where you are now and where you want to be. Often we are intimidated by the size of our dreams. We see the big picture and it feels overwhelming. But success doesn't start with a grand leap. It starts with small, consistent steps. It's easy to get discouraged when you look at where you want to be and compare it to where you are now. But every journey, no matter how big, starts with a single step. It's not about taking giant leaps. It's about making steady progress, even if that progress feels slow. Starting small doesn't mean you're not serious. It means you're building a foundation. Every small step you take builds momentum, and that momentum will carry you forward when the path seems unclear. Don't wait for the perfect moment to take the big step. Start with the small steps. They add up, they compound, and before you know it, you'll be further along than you ever imagined. We often find ourselves waiting for the perfect moment. We wait for the right conditions, the right amount of time, the right resources. But the truth is, the perfect moment will never come. Life will never be perfectly aligned. The stars won't suddenly align for you. The best time to start is right now. The fear of not having enough time or not being fully prepared holds many people back. But you don't need a perfect plan to begin. You need to take action even without all the answers. The truth is, the longer you wait for perfect timing, the more opportunities you miss. Starting now, even when the timing isn't perfect, will teach you more than waiting ever will. It's through action that you create your own perfect timing. The more you act, the more you'll realize that the best time to start was always today. Uncertainty is a constant companion on the path to success. The unknown can be scary, but it's also where growth happens. If you wait for everything to be certain, you'll never make any progress. The most successful people didn't wait for certainty. They acted in the face of it. When you embrace uncertainty, you open yourself up to new possibilities. You allow yourself to be flexible, adaptable, and open to change. This is where real growth happens. Growth isn't about having everything figured out before you begin. It's about having the courage to begin, even when the future is unclear. The beauty of starting is that it opens doors you never knew existed. The uncertainty you fear is the gateway to your next big opportunity. So don't shy away from it. Embrace it. Take the first step, even when you don't know exactly where it will lead. Success is not about having a smooth path or avoiding failure. It's about persistence. It's about getting back up every time you fall and continuing to move forward even when the road gets tough. Persistence is what separates those who succeed from those who give up. Every setback is an opportunity to learn, to adjust, and to try again. The people you admire, the ones who seem to have it all together, they didn't get there by quitting. They got there by persisting through the tough times, by continuing to show up even when things seemed impossible. Remember, success isn't about talent, luck, or perfection. It's about showing up every day, even when it's hard. It's about continuing to take action, no matter how many obstacles are in your way. Persistence is what makes the difference between dreaming and achieving. Failure is often seen as the ultimate obstacle on the road to success. But in reality, failure is a teacher. It's an essential part of the learning process. Every time you fail, you gain valuable insights into what doesn't work. And that's just as important as knowing what does. No one has ever succeeded without encountering failure. Every successful person has faced setbacks, disappointments, and mistakes. But what sets them apart is their ability to learn from those failures and keep moving forward. They don't let failure define them, they let it refine them. When you fail, it's not the end of the road. It's an opportunity to adjust your approach, to refine your strategy, and to come back stronger. So don't fear failure. Embrace it as a part of the journey. Every failure brings you one step closer to success if you choose to learn from it. Growth doesn't happen overnight. It's a process, a journey that takes time and effort. The reality is that success takes patience. It's easy to look at someone else's achievements and think that they arrived there effortlessly. But what you don't see are the years of hard work, failures, and persistence that led to their success. Your journey will be no different. You will face challenges. You will experience setbacks. You will wonder if it's worth it. But the truth is, growth is happening every day. It's happening even when you don't see immediate results. Each step you take, no matter how small, is bringing you closer to your goal. So, be patient with yourself. Trust the process. Growth is slow, but it's steady. And every day that you show up, you're getting closer to becoming the person you're meant to be. Consistency is the key to unlocking your potential. It's not about taking huge leaps, but about showing up every day, no matter how you feel. The magic of consistency is that it compounds over time. The small efforts you make today will pay off in the long run. When you're consistent, you build momentum. You create habits that drive you toward your goals. You may not see immediate results, but consistency ensures that you're always moving forward, even if it feels slow. The secret to success is not in making grand gestures, but in doing the small, everyday actions that keep you on track. Success isn't about what you do once in a while. It's about what you do every single day. So focus on being consistent. Keep taking those small steps and trust that they'll lead you to your destination. We live in a world where success is often glamorized as an overnight achievement. Social media amplifies the idea that success happens quickly and effortlessly. But the reality is very different. Overnight success is a myth. Behind every success story, there are years of hard work, sacrifice, and persistence that most people don't see. Don't be fooled by the highlight reels. The most successful people didn't become who they are overnight. They put in the work, they failed, they learned, they kept going. And most importantly, they started. Success takes time, it takes effort. And it requires you to keep moving forward, even when it feels like nothing is happening. So, stop comparing your journey to someone else's. Their overnight success didn't happen overnight. It was years in the making. Starting something new can feel incredibly vulnerable. It's easy to hide behind the idea of perfection, thinking that we have to be strong, confident, and flawless to succeed. But the truth is, vulnerability is a strength. When you allow yourself to be vulnerable, you open yourself up to growth. You acknowledge that you don't have all the answers, and that's okay. Vulnerability is about being authentic, showing up as you are, and embracing the process of learning and evolving. It's through vulnerability that we find the courage to take the first step. It's in being vulnerable that we discover our true potential. So don't shy away from it. Embrace it. And let it be the fuel that drives you forward on your journey. Momentum is a powerful force. Once you get it, it's hard to stop. But it starts with that first step. The longer you wait, the harder it becomes to take action. But once you start, things begin to shift. Momentum builds upon itself. The small actions you take today will set the foundation for the future. When you begin, even if it's messy, you set the wheels of progress in motion. With each step, you create momentum that carries you forward, even through obstacles. The more consistent you are, the stronger the momentum becomes. It's this momentum that turns small wins into big successes. So, don't wait. Start now. The longer you wait, the longer it will take to build momentum. But once you start, you'll find that the path forward becomes clearer and easier to navigate. The journey to success isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. It's about showing up every day, doing the work, and trusting the process. There will be moments of doubt, fear, and frustration. There will be times when you feel like giving up. But these are the moments that define you. Success isn't about avoiding challenges. It's about facing them head on, learning from them, and using them as stepping stones to get closer to your goals. The journey is messy, it's uncertain, and it's full of setbacks. But it's also full of growth, learning, and evolution. So embrace the journey. Trust that each step, no matter how small or imperfect, is leading you closer to where you want to be. You don't have to know how it will all unfold. You just have to keep moving forward. Doubt is a natural part of the process. We all have moments when we question ourselves, our abilities, and our choices. But doubt is not a sign to stop. It's a sign to keep going. It's a signal that you're pushing your boundaries, stepping outside your comfort zone, and growing. The key is to not let doubt control you. Acknowledge it, but don't let it stop you. Don't let it stop you from taking action, from moving forward, from trying again. Doubt is simply a companion on the journey. It doesn't define the journey. The more you push through doubt, the stronger you become. And eventually, doubt will lose its power over you. You will learn to trust yourself, trust the process, and trust that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. Discipline is the foundation of success. It's not about being perfect. It's about showing up day after day and putting in the work. Discipline is what keeps you going when the excitement fades, when the motivation wanes, and when things get tough. Success isn't about relying on motivation. Motivation comes and goes. Discipline, on the other hand, is what carries you through the hard times. It's about doing the work even when you don't feel like it. It's about creating habits that keep you on track. even when the path is difficult. The key to success is not motivation, it's discipline. The more disciplined you are, the more you'll achieve. So, commit to the process. Stay consistent. Keep going even when it feels hard. Discipline will get you where you want to be. At the end of the day, the only thing that matters is that you start. The perfect moment will never come. The perfect plan will never arrive. But that doesn't matter. What matters is that you take action now. You are capable of more than you realize. The future version of you, the one who's achieved everything you've dreamed of, is waiting for you to take that first step. And when you look back, you won't regret the times you stumbled. You'll regret the times you stood still. So, start messy, start scared, start with what you have. Because perfection is not required, action is. And every step you take today brings you closer to the life you were meant to live. Don't wait any longer. Your future is waiting for you to begin.